Coming up is genuinely one of like my favorite pieces of music in this game, Ordinary Vanity.
Who's there?
It wasn't me. I didn't do it. I didn't do it, I swear.
Hey, are you okay?
I didn't do anything. He was like that when I got here.
He... Oh, you mean the man back there? In the kitchen?
I didn't do it. I swear I didn't kill him.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm not saying that you did. Look, my name is James. James Sunderland.
Oh, Eddie.
Eddie, okay. So, do you live here, Eddie?
No, I'm not even from this town. It's just...
Something brought you here.
Yeah. Yeah, you could say that. Well, they came at me. I didn't know what to do, so I ran. I came here. Figured it might be safe, but then I found the guy in the fridge.
Easy, deep breaths. Look, this place, it's not safe. These things,
Notice
this whole town.
air. You can see Eddie's breath. Not as well right now, but
Get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Hey, you want to come with? Maybe together we can find a way out of this town.
Oh, sorry, but I can't leave. Not yet. I need to find someone.
Oh.
And Eddie, be careful.
Yeah. You too.
okay. So that was our introduction to Eddie, and for whatever reason, we've got some very pretty music playing over it, and I'm looking up the name of it in the remake really quickly. Ordinary Vanity's Solitude. So part of the reason I like that piece of music so much is it's actually the original version of it is used in the first Silent Hill movie as almost like an opening titles piece, and it really sets a tone. So this piece, Ordinary Vanity, it's kind of all based around this B minor feel. And then you get this higher part that's like, if I remember. Something like that. I don't know if that's actually the way that he played it. He might have played that higher part and recorded that higher part and that lower part separately. But it's this really interesting combination of notes where there isn't really a chord progression there, but there is tension there with that note. If we're in B flat minor, you get this, and then up here you've got the and it just creates this very haunting vibe. One of the things I talked about in a previous video was the idea of prepared piano, I think is the term, of ways to like with an acoustic grand piano, they would put stuff on the strings to change the tone. Akira Yamaoka does something very similar with a lot of the piano and the Silent Hill soundtracks, where he'll put them through different filters to give them different effects. The piano, like me playing it here, it sounds just like a piano, but the way that he's produced, the way that he's engineered the piano sound for this track in particular, it almost feels like you're hearing it from the bottom, like a well or like a tunnel or like in the sewers or something like that. And what I find interesting listening to the remake version now is that The version of the remake has some like additional orchestrations, like some light strings in the background and stuff. But it omits something that was in the original version of the track, which we've got all this B minor stuff going on. These are our notes in B flat minor, but in the original, while this melody, this haunting melody is going on, this pretty haunting melody, you get a different synth instrument that comes in and plays a G minor chord, which is not part of the B flat minor scale. Here's where I'm going to start talking about another music theory term. And I want to make sure that people don't get it confused with the previous one we talked about. When we were talking about the jukebox piece, we were talking about diegetic and non-diegetic music. That was talking about diegetic music being stuff that's in the scene, and the non-diegetic music being like the score, the stuff that the characters don't hear. This is another D word and non-D word that are about something completely different. So maybe it would have been better if I hadn't. I basically just didn't want people to think that we were potentially talking about the exact same thing, because we're not. We're talking about something very different. When we talk about chords and melodies and scales, I've been talking about how we're in the key of B minor, and B minor, the notes in that scale, those are the notes in B minor. And one of the things we can say about those notes is they are all diatonic to the key of B minor. Diatonic means they are all natural to that scale or that key. When we talk about chords built on the different scale degrees of a key, the different notes found in a key, we think of them as diatonic chords. Like B flat minor is a chord that is diatonic to the key. Another chord that is diatonic is E flat minor. It uses, these are all notes that are part of B flat minor. F minor is another one. D flat minor, D flat major is another one. That's another one. These are all chords that are built using notes that are diatonic to B flat minor. Non-diatonic notes or chords are notes and chords that aren't natural to B flat minor. And I think one of the things that Akira Yamaoka uses very effectively is when he wants to create tension and dissonance. Like, any composer can do this, but like Akira Yamaoka is specifically doing it in a horror game where he's trying to create like make things unsettling and off-putting. And so in the midst of this piece, in the original version of it, not the remake version, we have him throwing in this G minor chord. These two notes are not natural to B flat minor. Like, if we're those are all the notes that we were using in B flat minor. These two are not part of that. And in the original track, it does create this very unsettling feel, and it honestly shouldn't work, but I think part of the way he does make it work is the tone that he's using on the synthesizer or whatever keyboard instrument he's using, and the fact that the chord kind of comes in, hits, and then fades pretty quickly while this other prettier melody is happening. Like, that is very dissonant, but he somehow makes it work. The thing that is interesting about it, though, that I, for whatever reason, didn't realize, well, I didn't realize until I sat down and actually figured out the notes of that dissonant chord. G minor is actually the key of the next song on the original soundtrack. So in the context of the like album, it's almost an anticipation of the next track. And what is the next track on that original album? be talking more about that when we get to Blue Creek Apartments next session. But for now, I wanted to kind of give a primer on the idea of diatonic and non-diatonic chords. Those are all chords that feel natural to the key. This does not. And I think one of the things that Akira Yamaoka uses really well over the course of the game is as things get creepier, as things get more unsettling, he utilizes a lot more non-diatonic tones and chords to create those feelings of tension, very purposefully. So yeah, cool little bit of music theory stuff to go over, since we are talking about music stuff in this playthrough.